January 11th now. This is 2 days ago. Visegrad reports that a heavy U.S. military airlift into the Middle East is currently taking place. Israel has decided not to use bombs and missiles against Hezbollah, prioritizing building up an arsenal for Iran if needed. Khamenei then ordered raising the alert level in the country to the highest, and Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan said that Mossad is interfering in protests in Iran, which, again, I had stated earlier in this discussion that Mossad was reported as interfering in these protests as early as 10 days before this report even came out. Israeli Channel 12 then said that Israel estimates that Trump will eventually carry out the threat against Iran. Iranian opposition figures and sources stated, quote, "People can hold out for at most 2 more nights. If external aid is coming, it must come now." Iram Navarim then reported that an Iranian commander of a missile unit in the Kashan County, Isfahan province of central Iran had been assassinated in a drone strike. So, this makes me think that we're almost certainly going to eventually carry out these threats. If the United States is to strike, whether it be the regime forces that are executing these protesters, or if it's the Iranian government itself and the government officials that are around Khamenei, that Israel is potentially preparing for this ahead of time because of the missile exchange that we saw the last time that we had bombed their nuclear facilities. They're preparing for this in advance by helping coordinate the assassination of their commander of a missile unit in Kashan County, Isfahan. Isfahan, again, is where one of the nuclear facilities was that we struck the last time that we ramped up this entire process. Visegrad then reported that the IRGC colonel Mahdi Rahimi had been killed by anti-regime protesters. He was responsible for IRGC troops shooting and killing around 10 protesters on January 3rd. Iranian state-affiliated Tasnim News said that at least 114 members of the country's security forces have died in the wave of protests. The Associated Press then came out with a report, and this is going to be all over the place, and quite frankly, no one knows for sure what the numbers are, but the confirmed death toll so far from the nationwide protests in Iran has rose to 636, noting that the real toll is likely significantly higher. Iranian opposition sources have reported figures ranging between 1 and 3,000. Even today, I saw figures as high as 10,000, which I think is, quite frankly, reaching, but it could be the case. However, with those numbers, those extremely dramatic numbers coming from opposition forces within Iran, I think that we have to take that with a grain of salt because it is in their interest to make the numbers seem much larger than they potentially are.